Hi guys, the question I picked to post was on my mastery exercises that I had, and it was this one on satisfiability, and it's asking to determine whether this compound proposition is satisfiable. So I went back and I read through, and you guys can pause this if you want, oops. And I read through satisfiability here, okay. So I knew that if there was an assignment of truth values to its variables that makes it true, that it was satisfiable. But when I look back at this question, I got that both solutions A and C were satisfiable. So I'm wondering where I went wrong, and I'm hoping one of you can point out my mistake. So I started with not P or not Q. So if you make P false, or if you set P to F and you set Q to true, so P is false and Q is true, then not P is true and not Q is false. So you have not P or not Q, right, is true because one of them is true. Then if you have, as P goes to Q, right, and P is false and Q is true, you still have a true solution as P goes to Q is true. So the compound proposition, the whole compound proposition should go to true, right? But then if you look at, I'm going to erase this part here. I should have written it separately. If you look at C, and C says make P false and Q false, then not P is true and not Q is also true. So not P or not Q, not P or not Q, this whole thing is also true. And then if I look at as P goes to Q, right? And P is false and Q is false, I still get true, right? The only time that as P goes to Q, and tell me if I'm wrong here, is if P is true and Q is false, right? So that has happened neither time that I've done this, right? So this is also true, as P goes to Q is true, and two truths make a true for the whole compound. Whoops, that was weird. For the whole compound proposition. So what am I doing wrong? Because it seems like both A and C are satisfiable, but I'm sure that I am missing something or I didn't read something correctly. When I go back to the book, the only thing I think maybe is something I need to look at is when it talks about note that a compound proposition is unsatisfiable if and only if its negation is true for all assignments of truth values to its variable. That is, if and only if its negation is a tautology. I'm sure I'm pronouncing that incorrectly, so please correct me on that also. But the compound proposition is unsatisfiable if and only if its negation is tautology. I don't know if that has something to do with why there would be a difference there. Please let me know if you have any information. I hope everybody's having a great week and is thinking that this is a lot of work as much as I am. It would make me feel better. And I look forward to talking to you guys soon.